coming up now on UK Student News Network live at 4.
The acts committed in Paris on Friday evening, these are acts of war.
Terror in France continues. Police raid a small city in search of the mastermind behind the Paris attacks.
The White House breaks its silence. What does Obama think about Syrian refugee?
And how Lexington is helping its homeless and saving taxpayer dollars.
And in sports, the Cats give the defending champs their first loss of the season.
UK Student News Network, live at 4, starts now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Casey Parker Bell.
And I'm Alexa Wingate. We begin tonight in Paris. More explosions, more arrests. France has been attacked by ISIS again. It's the second time in a week. This time in an hours-long raid on a building in Saint Denis in Paris. The raid ended with 2 terror suspects dead and 7 detained. The suspected mastermind behind the Paris attacks is not among the detained. French President François Hollande says his country is, quote, at war with ISIS. In response to police intelligence, a German soccer match was canceled yesterday. The authorities say they were, quote, serious plans for explosions at the venue. The match was called off 90 minutes before kickoff.
The Paris attacks have put other nations on guard. London's Wembley Stadium has increased security. Armed police were deployed ahead of a soccer match against France. Here at home, airports have strengthened security ahead of Thanksgiving travel. Atlanta's airport is one of them. Atlanta's mayor announced everyone must go through security to even enter the airport. And bomb-sniffing dogs are patrolling the area.
The attacks in Paris have shifted the U.S. response to the Syrian refugee crisis. At least 30, mostly Republican governors, say they will not allow refugees into their states. Kentucky's Governor-elect Matt Bevin has said the same. Last night, the White House held a conference called with 34 governors about accepting refugees. And President Obama says he opposes only accepting Christian refugees, which is what some Republican candidates for president have said.
When individuals say that we should have a religious test and that only Christians, proven Christians, should be admitted, that's offensive and contrary to American values.
Speaker of the House Paul Ryan says he will be introducing legislation this week to suspend the U.S. refugee program. But this time the department will not change its plans to accept 10,000 Syrian refugees next year.
How to handle refugees entering the U.S. has moved to the forefront of the presidential race. Candidates from both parties spoke out on accepting refugees, but their opinions on how to handle them depend on their party. All the Democratic candidates want to allow Syrian refugees into the country. But Republican candidates agree on one thing. They say that President Obama has handled the situation poorly. Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush say they would only accept Christian refugees, and the rest of the GOP field says they wouldn't allow any into the country.
France's president had different message from what many are saying in the U.S. President François Hollande says France will continue to accept refugees despite Friday's attacks. He says France has to reinforce its borders while remaining true to its values.
These are acts of war. They caused at least 129 deaths and many injured, and they constitute an aggression, an attack against our country.
President Hollande has called for a coalition to defeat ISIS, and U.S. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter echoed the statement. France began a second wave of airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria overnight. The French Defense Ministry said the most recent offense took out a command center in the city of Raqqa. The campaign followed the first round of strikes 2 days ago in the region.
The recent attacks in Paris may have students reevaluating their study abroad plans. Cami Griffith explains how programs are responding to these concerns. Cami.
After recent world events, students and parents may be more concerned about going abroad. Both administrators and former study abroad students say, even with the risks, it is completely worth it.
Our hotel was 0.2 miles from where the main shooting was in Paris.
Allison Webb spent 2 weeks this summer traveling Europe with the UK Honors Program. They spent time in London, Florence, Venice, Rome, and the recently attacked Paris.
I didn't feel at any time when I was there like I was unsafe. Maybe that's naive of me.
But even after the recent tragedy in Paris, Webb says the dangers don't scare her. She thinks there are still many educational benefits with studying abroad.
But do I think that they should still take groups to Paris? Absolutely.
and she is not the only one.
To me, one of the reasons it's so critically important that students get a multicultural experience while they're in college is the reason that we can't get along with one another is because we don't understand one another.
Dr. Barnes knows that recent events may make students nervous.
When events like what happened in Paris last week happen, I think all of us step back and take a look and think about our own risks.
But she also says students shouldn't be concerned.
UK itself and the provider programs that we work with have carefully thought out protocols in place.
These protocols include a meeting point for emergencies, a communication plan for faculty and staff, and backup plans in case of Wi-Fi or cell service failures. Programs also offer other forms of safety help during the orientation process.
The most helpful thing for me is they gave us a card that had a lot of information on it in regards to if there's a national emergency, who do you call? What's the number of the embassy in each place? Who can you call at UK 24/7 in case there's an issue?
Both agree regardless of safety plans, the risks are great, but the opportunities greater.
To me, the benefits outweigh the possible risks.
Dr. Barnes will be leaving the day after Christmas to teach in London next semester. She says she isn't worried at all. There is no place in Europe the U.S. Department has placed under travel restrictions. Casey, Alexa.
Thanks, Cammie. Looking at local news, the University of Kentucky is expecting some growth. The University of Kentucky is hiring top-level administrators at twice the rate of full-time faculty, according to a report by the Lexington Herald-Leader. The number of administrators rose 21% over a 7-year period, while full-time faculty has grown by 12%. About a third of new administrators work in UK healthcare.
And there is growth in downtown Lexington to talk about this afternoon as well. This afternoon, Governor Beshear presented a long-awaited Lexington Park with a huge amount of funding. $2.7 million will go to the urban park known as Town Branch Commons. The money will support the design and construction of the park in addition to adding a traffic signal. Beshear says the park will yield enormous benefits to the people of Kentucky. The question has been raised in Lexington, is the speed limit too high downtown? A proposal to decrease the speed limit on some downtown streets has cleared its first hurdle. The proposal includes decreasing speed limits on dozens of downtown streets from 35 miles per hour to 25.
Alexa, the holidays are almost here, and while it may be fun to pig out, don't give up your workout.
Not at all.
It's just too easy to do that, but not too hard to resist. Details are coming up next.
Kids will spend 15 minutes watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Stupid. The holiday season has just begun, and we all know one of the best parts of the holidays is the food.
What's not the best part? That extra few pounds you get over Christmas break. Marissa has a little more on how to avoid the extra holiday weight. Marissa?
The holidays approaching calls for busier schedules, and that implies that exercise can often be pushed under the rug. There are many benefits of exercise that should not be forgotten.
Amazingly healthy skin.
If you want to live longer, stay leaner, boost your mood, and keep your mind young, grab your tennis shoes and get moving. Try this weekly exercise prescription from the Cleveland Clinic. Get 30 minutes of resistance training a week.
General physical activity, 10,000 steps a day, 20 minutes, 3 times a week of cardio.
And make that cardio strenuous enough to break a sweat for the whole 20 minutes. It's worth the effort because exercise also decreases the risk for many serious medical conditions.
Decreases heart attacks, decreases arrhythmias, decreases cancer all throughout your body. Almost every cancer is decreased because what exercise does is improve immune function.
And working out not only builds muscles, but builds a brain. Exercise helps prevent the loss of brain volume as we age, and it helps keep our brain circuits young and our thinking sharp. And being physically active can enrich our golden years.
Not only do you live longer, but you compress the period of disability so that you live healthier longer.
And experts add, you're never too old to start exercising. A consistent exercise regimen throughout the year, along with a healthier lifestyle, can help offset serious conditions. It could also reduce some of the effects that come with aging. Alexa, Casey?
Thank you, Marissa. The basketball team had a big win last night in Chicago. Sean Bowdy has your sports next.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom. It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Sean Bowdy here with sports. Sean, so the basketball team last night is definitely looking like a bag of money.
Oh, yes, they are.
I'm just hoping they're not scared for what's to come for the rest of the season.
Well, you know what Cal says, among others. Scared money don't make no money.
That's right.
You got last night Kentucky facing off against Coach K and the Duke Blue Devils in the Chicago for the Champions Classic. Kentucky on the break, and it's Marcus Lee throwing it down. And then it's the very next play. Tyler Eulis' turn. Catches Duke napping, and it's guess who? Marcus Lee again. I guess the Blue Devils didn't learn from last time. Don't sleep on Marcus Lee. Then it's Jamal Murray taking it like the defense isn't even there. Finishes with the up and under. Now it's Jamal Murray, steals the inbound pass, takes it the length of the floor and says, I'll just take that myself. And in case you need any more proof of Murray's ability, watch this. 2 bodies on him, splits the defense, go behind the back, and Alex Poitras finishes strong. Here's one more look. Murray making people look silly. And here's Poitras with the strong finish. Cats go on to win 74-63. We saw what Poitras was capable of, especially on that lob from Murray. On that play, he actually got his teeth stuck in the net. Coach Cal says he wants him to always play on that level.
I want him to be an elite athlete going after every ball, rebounding above the rim. You know he hit his tooth like on the rim. So why don't you do that all the time? Oh, that's hard. I know it's hard, but again, it's trying to get these guys to understand the best version of you is when you're the elite athlete that you are.
The next game for the Cats is Friday night against Wright State. More big news for the basketball team. The rich get richer. Kentucky gets a commitment from 2016 recruit Malik Monk. Monk is number 5 in the ESPN Top 100, joining other commits Bam Adebayo and De'Aaron Fox, who are number 6 and 7 respectively. The Cats now top Duke for the top class, beating them on and now off the court. In today's edition of Cats in the NBA, Anthony Davis leaves with an early injury. John Wall doing John Wall things, and Karl Anthony Towns with another incredible performance for the Timberwolves. Here it's Towns trying to improve on a rookie season that's already incredible. What Hassan White says it's not always easy. Sends back Towns' shot, but Towns would still finish with 14 points and 14 rebounds. Then it's John Wall and the Whiz Kids hosting the Bucks. John Wall just goes around the defense, just lays it in, and then it's something we didn't see much of at all at Kentucky. Spots up for the three and drains it. Wall would finish with 19 points and 9 assists. Anthony Davis did not score in the Pelicans game last night. He did leave with an apparent shoulder injury after playing just 6 minutes. Other Cats in action last night, Tayshaun Prince got the start for the Timberwolves. Didn't have any points, but he did come down with 4 rebounds. Patrick Patterson with 3 points off the bench for Toronto. UK Hoops off to a hot start this year, 2-0 already. The Cats are coming off a close win against Arizona State, and tonight the Cats play neighbor Morehead State. Tip-off will be at 7 p.m. at Memorial Coliseum. The 19th-ranked Kentucky volleyball team will take on 25th-ranked Texas A&M tonight. The Cats are 9-1 on the road and are looking to improve on an impressive season. The CUSA champion UK men's soccer team takes on Drake tomorrow in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The match is set to begin at 7 p.m. at the Bell. This is their second consecutive invitation to the tournament. Last year, they lost to Oakland. Tim Howard and the U.S. men's national team took on Trinidad and Tobago last night. Here, it's Josie Altidore looking for Graham Zardes, who just can't quite get the ball into the net. Both teams struggled offensively throughout the match, and it ends in a draw, 0-0.
And he does, and it's caught! Touchdown, Chris Matthews.
He went from a Super Bowl player star to a player without a team. Former Kentucky wideout Chris Matthews was waived by the Seattle Seahawks yesterday. He caught 4 balls and 109 yards and a touchdown in the Super Bowl win for the Seahawks, but only has 4 catches this entire season.
And he does.
And it's crunch time in most yearly fantasy football leagues. And if you're struggling with injuries or just need a jump start, here are a few tips from yours truly. Tony Romo is back from injury this week. If he hasn't already been picked up in your league, I say do it. And with Romo back, could be a chance for Terrence Williams to shine. Williams saw double-digit scoring in both games before Romo's injury. And how about a little UK love? Tight end Jacob Tamme has been targeted 22 times in the last 2 weeks in the Falcons offense. And that's a look at fantasy football. Alexa, Casey, back to you.
Thanks, Sean. We have it there for you with sports. All right, so we've got some rain weather coming in and some cold weather as well. Emily Marcanic has a detail on what to expect for this night and this weekend.
Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Emily Marcanic is here with a look at our forecast.
Emily, it's pouring outside right now. What are we looking at the rest of the week?
Well, luckily it'll get a little sunny and we'll see a sneak peek of that rain in just a bit, but we'll have some sunshine tomorrow and the following day, so it won't be too bad. Let's take a look right over here. As you can see right now, it's raining. It's probably worse outside right now, but the time this video was taken, it was just starting to drizzle. Earlier on in the day, it was just cloudy, so not everybody knew the rain was coming, but it hit us. Well, it's not too cold out. It's 67 degrees. Heavy rain now, 76% humidity, so those with frizzy hair, it's not your day today, but that's okay. It'll get better this weekend, but tonight it'll be a low of 47. There will be showers tonight, so stay inside, watch a movie. Might be nice. Then let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. We'll look at that in just a minute, but still raining. You'll see those fall colors, so we're getting to the season, really getting in there. And then Friday, high of 52, low of 36, and sunny. So we'll finally have that sunshine weather where we're hoping for today. Saturday, it'll be a high of 48, low of 23. There might be some rain. Not terrible chance, but there might be. So if you're like me and you're planning a camping trip, you might want to rethink that trip. Now, it's looking like it'll stay a good bit sunny. We'll have some of that rain potentially on Saturday. So Saturday, stay inside. Friday and Saturday, feel free to enjoy that sunshine weather. The temperatures are going down right now. We're starting to hit those low degrees at night, so look out for your plants. It's getting cold out there.
Thank you, Emily. So I'm really hoping that the nicer, not cold weather comes in on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. It's getting to that season, so it might be a little chilly.
Right.
Well, now here's a thought: how to save taxpayers' money while helping those who need help. Emily is back next with details.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Everywhere that we go, he makes people laugh and makes people smile, and I feel like I have that quality.
He's the one who always takes me fishing. I watch golf with him.
I watch him cook, because when I grow up, I want to be a cook too.
We have the same faces like this.
Dad is the one, when you fall, that picks you up.
That unconditional sense of presence and reassurance is really what makes him my father.
Lexington is looking for a way to help homeless citizens, and in doing so, help the city save taxpayer money. Emily Marcanic has details.
For some who are homeless, seeking help from shelters is the best way to become housed, but those who aren't willing to seek help fall through the cracks. Fayette County government is looking into a solution called Housing First. Homelessness is a hidden cost to local taxpayers. Fayette County government is teaming up with the Hope Center and UK researchers to run a 3-year study on a new program called Housing First. The program provides housing without preconditions. Most shelters, like the Hope Center, require sobriety in order to stay the night.
I've been here so long, I cannot go to sleep without a drink.
This is an option that is a solution for people for whom recovery, addiction recovery, and mental health treatment has not worked.
The big question in my mind is whether the savings from hospitals and jails are going to outweigh the costs of the program.
Visits to the emergency room can rack up a bill anywhere between $100 to thousands. Jail stays are $65 per day. With these numbers, Housing First could pay for itself. In December 2014, the Hope Center received a $250,000 grant for Housing First. The 3-year study started with 20 people. Now it's down to 17.
It's kind of a turnover. I don't think we expected to lose people the way that we have. One died of an overdose, another died of a stroke.
And one went to jail.
17 out of 20 is at or above the same turnover rate of a traditional program. So we're still right where we ought to be.
That is because a stable environment, like a home, enables people to seek stability in their own lives.
I hope this program you're talking about will work for me. Maybe I can give it a shot. Maybe someone will fall out of the sky and help me.
Emily Marcanic, UK Student News Network. UK researchers say the city could save money by investing in Housing First rather than spending it on hospital visits and jail stays. But there are still 2 more years left to go on the pilot program before we see any significant results.
Thank you, Emily. Incredible story.
Thank you.
Yes, very well.
And don't forget to go out and support your Lady Hoop Cats tonight.
Memorial Coliseum.
And, well, I'm Casey Parker Bell.
And I'm Alexa Wingate. From all of us here in the studio, from UK Student News Network, have a good day. Bye. Or evening.